Hey stranger, how you been? I missed you. Welcome to Topless Talks with Nova, episode 15? I don't even know. I don't even know what episode it is. It's been so long. I cannot even tell you how much I missed you guys. What have you been up to? How you been? You've been staying good? You've been staying out of trouble? I don't believe you. I think you look for trouble. I'm just kidding, okay? I promise. I don't think that you're a troublemaker. But I want to hear about your week. Or your last 3 weeks. I want to hear everything about it. How was your Halloween? What'd you get into? Did you have lots of candy and or alcohol? Did you dress up? What was your Halloween costume? I had a few Halloween costumes. I dressed up as a bunny. That was the costume that I wore to the club. I also was a cowgirl. I was Huggy Wuggy from Poppy's Playtime, if you've ever heard of that. It's like a horror game. I was a soldier. I wasn't actually able to do that costume, but putting it in the vault for the future because that's a great costume. So yeah, I am definitely being with my job, never have a shortage of different kinds of costumes or Halloween costumes that I can use. So I was lots of different things. I want to know all of your guys' creative Halloween costumes though. Shoot me a message. Let me know what you went for as Halloween. If anything. You know, if you didn't do anything, don't be a downer, okay? I love you still, but come on. So, I have some explaining to do. I know, this is the first time we're meeting up in like 3 weeks. I missed you, by the way. I don't think I've said that yet. I'm just kidding. I know I've said it like 50 times. I missed you. Just not really been in the podcast kind of mood lately. I got dumped, which was cool. In the span of time that I haven't released an episode, I got into a relationship and I got dumped. Hey, just trying to stay on brand, okay? Just trying to stay on brand. Because that's how it happens for me. But it's okay. Like, there's no bad blood. Like, we're friends or whatever, you know? So don't worry. I'm good. I just, I needed some time to reflect. I needed time to build up thoughts. Because when something traumatic happens to me in my life, all of the thoughts that I have in my brain just kind of collapse. And I don't have any thoughts anymore. So I needed to build up experiences and live my life again to build up some more thoughts for you guys. And I feel like I've done enough. I feel like I've built up quite a few that I'm willing to share. So I thought that today would be a great, excellent, wonderful, perfect time to talk about how to handle rejection. This episode's for me just as much as it is for you, okay? So, when I say rejection, it could mean like lots of different things, like ghosting, like getting ghosted, or getting friend zoned, or unreciprocated feelings for someone, or, being turned down. That's like the most obvious one. Getting broken up with, someone being flaky, like you start seeing someone and they suddenly are like, oh, I'm not looking for something serious. These are all forms of rejection that we experience in the dating world, and also just like with our friends and family. And all of that shit hurts. It all hurts, you know, it doesn't matter what form it comes in, that shit hurts. So how do you deal with it? How do you move on with your life and not let it consume you? First thing, obviously, is like you need to acknowledge that you're upset about it. You need to kind of take a step back and be like, that really upsets me. I'm feeling some type of way about this. Whether that be anger, sadness, inadequacy, you need to recognize what you're feeling exactly. And because it's okay to be upset. In fact, it's completely valid and it's expected to feel upset about, like, when something like this happens. But you just have to identify that. You need to, just for the sake of, you know, improving the relationship you have with yourself. You know, and I talk about that all the time, so I won't get into that. But it's just good to do that, okay? Emotional intelligence, people. Don't take it personally. Like when you experience any of these forms of rejection. It's so easy to just blame yourself. So we are our own worst critics. It's so easy to be like, oh, well, I did something to make them like lose interest, or it's my fault. I did it. But the thing is, like, when someone does something, it's 99% of the time has nothing to do with you. It really is usually just something going on in their life. They're truly not ready for the commitment, or they're still hung up on someone, or whatever. They have some unsettled business in their lives, whether they want to admit that to you or not. Never blame yourself for getting ghosted or being rejected in any way, because it is not a reflection of who you are as a person. It's really easy to get caught up in like the negative thoughts and like that what could I have done better if I hadn't have done that, you know, or if I did that. Don't get caught up in that, because that's only going to make you spiral into like that low self-esteem, and you don't want that, because you are special in your own way. I do believe that everyone has someone, like there is someone for everyone. I don't necessarily believe in soulmates, but I do believe that there is someone for everyone. And the thing is, like, when someone say you meet someone and you really like them and they ended up ghosting you, or they end up rejecting you, they don't feel the same way about you. That's great. Because now you can stop wasting your time on someone who is unsure about you or doesn't feel the same way about you. And you can revert your energy back to finding that person that will mesh well with you. And I don't even necessarily think that you are meant to be with one person for the rest of your life. I do believe that we have seasons in our life, and I believe that we are supposed to meet someone, grow with them, and, you know, however long it takes. I do eventually think that you grow out of pretty much everyone. That's coming from someone who doesn't really have a super positive experience, like a foundational relationship in my life, you know. So maybe take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, okay? But I do believe that we have seasons with people, and I don't think that we're necessarily meant to be with the same person for the rest of our life. I think maybe there's like exceptional cases, but whatever. Just ignore me, okay? Just shut the fuck up, Nova, okay? Try to learn from the situation. When you ponder it, because I don't want you to dwell on it, but I do think that analyzing it to a degree is a good thing. Have an open mind about it. Were there signs? Was there something that maybe you ignored? Maybe you misread signals. Try to use it as a learning experience so that you don't make the same mistake. And I don't want you to overcorrect. If someone hurts you, I don't want you to just write people off forever because then, no one else will hurt you. That's not what I want. Overcorrection is not okay. Just learn the lesson. Hopefully the first time, maybe the second time, maybe the fifth time. But just try to learn the lesson, You need to focus on your qualities that make you unique. You need to focus on things that you enjoy about yourself. What do you think makes you an awesome partner? And just focus on that, because you, like I said before, you are special in your own way. And people can't always swallow who you are as a person. And like I said, it has nothing to do with you. It's solely with them. It's 100% they're not ready to deal with a person like you. And you might take that as a negative, but I mean it as a positive. Because when I tell myself the phrase, they're just not ready to deal with a person like me, I feel elevated. I feel confident. I feel not necessarily better, but I just feel more unique. I feel like more special than I would if I were telling myself that it was due to something that I've done, or if I had just done this, then they would have stayed. That's not productive thoughts. But when I tell myself they're just not ready for who I am as a person, that elevates me. So it's really important. It's good to kind of pay attention to the language that you're using with yourself. Times like these are a great time to really lean on your support system. It's not always easy to take on life by yourself. Even if you're not talking about anything in your life, just getting out and being around people that you love, that always makes me feel better. And it can definitely help rewire your brain in the moment, because in the moment you're in this negative thought spiral and it's so easy to get stuck in there. But when you're around people who genuinely love you and appreciate you, and they do things for you that make you feel fulfilled, that's rewiring your brain that, not everyone is like this. I am worthy of the love that I'm requesting. I do actually deserve everything that I want. So leaning on your support system is so important. Even if it's just online friends. So important. Speaking of, if you want to join my Discord, beautiful community, super supportive. If you need friends, built-in friends right there for you, okay? I'll put the link in the description of this podcast episode. Those of you who are on audio, if you have access to my video, you probably are already on my Discord, so I won't put it in the description of my OnlyFans. Anyway, leaning on your support system. On the flip side, sometimes taking space is what you need as well. Sometimes, like say if you have feelings for a good friend of yours and they don't feel the same way, it's not really gonna be great for you to just jump right into hanging out with them right off the bat. You're gonna need some time to heal. You're gonna need some time to get over the rejection and just kind of sit with that. And because when you see them, it's just gonna reopen that wound every time. And you don't want that. You want to heal from it. And because the thing is, if you don't take that time, first of all, it festers inside of you. And second of all, it might strain whatever friendship you guys have left. if you want to salvage that friendship, then obviously, like, you don't want to harbor resentment for them. Otherwise, it's not really a friendship. It's like a frenemy relationship, right? We don't do frenemies around here, guys, okay? We're friends or we are not friends. We don't even have ops. No op zone. I don't have enemies. I don't have bad blood with people. If they've got bad blood with me, like, that's on them. But I forgive and I forget. Mostly because I'm too high to remember. I guess the most important thing to remember about experiencing rejection or getting over rejection is doing your very, very best not to internalize it and keeping it inside of you. Because like I've said a million times in this episode, it's not your fault. Them rejecting you doesn't really have anything to do with you. Other than the fact that maybe you guys just aren't compatible. Maybe you, like, the personalities clash or whatever. But it's not a fault of yours. Having different personalities is not a fault. It's just the beauty of human nature. We have different personalities. We have different energies. We mesh with people differently. That's a beautiful thing. That is not a negative thing. Recognizing that and knowing that it's not a fault and realizing that this person's just not meant for me. That's the most healing thought and realization that you can have in the face of rejection. Because some people you just can't connect with. There's really no explaining it. Some people you just can't connect with. And call it energy, call it vibes, call it whatever you want. But some people just rub each other wrong. You know, just like when some dogs don't like each other. Same fucking exact same idea. It's just the energy that they put off. I don't like that energy. And sometimes it's more subtle. You know, sometimes it's not as obvious as you see them and immediately you don't like their energy. Sometimes you have to interact with them a bit and see, you know, peel back more and more layers and see who they are and figure out their interests and how they interact with other people and all of these things. Sometimes you need to experience more of them to realize that they're not for you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is dating. That is dating. Peeling back layers of someone else and also allowing them to peel back layers of you and figuring out whether or not they are compatible with you and whether or not you are compatible with them. So, which means it's okay to walk away when it's not right. The only thing you got to do is sit with yourself and be honest with yourself and be honest with the other person. Is it right? Does this feel right? Are we on the same wavelength? Do we have the same end goal here? But anyway, I'm getting on a tangent. I'm not even talking about rejection anymore. I'm talking about relationships. Don't internalize the rejection because that just sets you up for failure for the person that is willing to put in the work for you. So just focus on the wonderful things that you have to offer. And if you don't believe that you have wonderful things to offer, I urge you to reconsider, because it doesn't matter who is listening to this right now. It doesn't matter who I'm speaking this to. You do have things that are special about you. I just can't name any because I don't know who you are. I don't know which one of you I'm speaking to. But the fact that you have gotten this far in this episode, you're a great listener. How about that? That's a wonderful thing that you have to offer. Anyway, just remember to keep moving forward with life. Don't stay stagnant. Don't let the rejection wound consume you or break open so wide where, you can't move forward. Because that is a miserable situation. That's a miserable place to be, and you don't want to be there. Life is always moving forward. Therefore, so do you. Don't stop working on your goals. Whether it be with work, personal goals, fitness goals, whatever. Don't stop working on your goals. Don't stop hanging out with your friends. Don't stop checking in on your family. Don't stop taking care of yourself. Keep doing that, and it will eventually feel better. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. I'm so glad that I have someone that I can just go on tangents with, and you don't tell me to stop because you can just exit out of the video if you want. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you give a fuck about what I have to say. So, I have decided to step away from the cum counter because it was getting kind of boring for me, okay? And we're going to do a new little segment for as long as I fucking feel like it, okay? So instead of the cum counter, I'm going to, at the end of each episode, do 2 truths and a lie. And I want you guys to guess which one the lie is. And you will hear which one is the lie in the next episode. Okay? Okay. All right. So 2 truths and a lie. I'm going to name 3 things. 2 of them are going to be true. 1 of them is going to be a lie. And hate to break it to you, but they're all sexual. Oops. So, number 1. I've had an all-girl threesome. Number 2. I've strapped a girl before, aka I've used a strap-on a girl. And number 3, I like to get my toes sucked. 2 of them are true, and 1 of them is a lie. And you're not going to hear the answer until next week. I want you to really sit in that. Think about me. Which one's the lie? Anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you for always being so patient with me and supporting me. However you support me, whether it be on my OnlyFans or on my Twitch, or if you're in my Discord, or if you're watching Pornhub, like, I absolutely adore every single one of you, and I wouldn't be here without you. I would not be in this position without you guys, okay? So, remember that you're fucking awesome, and don't you dare forget it. All right? Okay. See you next week.